Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the 2017 Young Professional presentation. I'd like to thank you all for taking the time out of your day to come and support us. We know you're all really busy, so we appreciate it. I'd like to think the presentation is the main reason you're all here today, but looking around, I'm starting to think it's the free wine and champagne. And speaking of champagne, if you have any difficulty understanding myself, I'll let you off for assuming it's the Yorkshire accent. And if you think I'm bad, wait until our Glaswegian friend, Sean starts. All jokes aside, I think it's been a great group this year. We've come from a really diverse range of backgrounds. We've learned a lot from each other, as well as everyone in this room. So you've given us a massive information overload over the last couple of months. So now is your chance to find out what we've learned. So before we get stuck into the meat of the presentation, I just want to bring a few topics into mind. First of which is globalization. So for all the positives it brings, it also has its negatives. It helps drive manufacturing in developing countries, but at the cost of losing it in the UK, putting many companies in our industry out of business. Ease of access. So it's also very easy to purchase products from all over the world now, which means the British manufacturing and furniture industry not only have stiffer competition, but they've also got more of it. Thirdly, more countries and companies are vying for precious materials, which a lot of them are limited. So the political and the economic climate has also had a massive impact on our industry. In September, it'll have been 10 years since the global financial crisis began, the worst financial crisis since the Great Depression, of which we're still feeling the effects of today. In just the last 12 months, we've seen Brexit shock the world, quickly followed by a plummeting sterling, and now, to make things even more interesting, a hung parliament. Goes without saying that consumer confidence right now is not very good. So what does this mean for consumers and for businesses? It means they want more bang for the buck. Consumers are thinking harder about how they spend their well-earned cash. Ethical manufacturing. Consumers take comfort knowing the products have been sourced and produced from sustainable resources and an ethical manufacturing process. Quality. They want guarantees that the products they're buying are going to last a lifetime. They also like the products to be unique, made to order, one of a kind. So to keep up with this, businesses too need to be able to adapt and change to meet consumer demand. This can involve minimizing waste and reduce damage on the environment, higher productivity. So we must streamline our businesses to run at optimal capacity to cut our costs and make British manufacturing more competitive with the rest of the world. And then finally, I wish my managing director Gary was here today because he'd love this one. We must add value. So now we're just going to go into a bit more detail. This is 3 themes that have been consistent throughout the course that we've all picked up on and we thought particularly relevant today. Those themes are relationships, maximising efficiency, and sustainability. So I'll pass you over to Lisa.
So the first of our key themes is relationships. As mentioned, relationships was one of the key themes that came up repeatedly throughout the course as one of the fundamental factors across the industry that helps us to thrive. Across the industry, these relationships can be with consumers, suppliers, or business-to-business relationships. And for consumers, these relationships can be with your brand or your product. In this section, Sam and myself will talk you through 4 topics and explain how we feel each of these can help forge and strengthen relationships. These topics are storytelling, creating an experience, and customer service, both customer-focused and business-to-business. So storytelling and brand identity. Storytelling helps to build a relationship with new customers and strengthens relationships with existing customers. It is essential in attracting both a cautious UK customer and introducing your brand to new overseas customers who've been attracted to the UK market from the devaluation of sterling. As Ben mentioned, customers are looking to get more for their money. Customers are looking for a point of difference and a reason to invest in your brand over the usual suspects. What you tell your customer in your brand story could be that something different or something extra that they were looking for. Marketing materials should point out your brand's ethics, heritage, innovation, green credentials, or sources of inspiration, whatever it is that sets your brand or product apart. Your story should be communicated with a consistent brand message. Social media, websites, catalogues, and even in-store displays should relate to each other through a consistent use of imagery, layout, colour, and wording that remain the same across all platforms. This assists the customer in instantly recognising that they're in the right place and quickly reminds them of what attracted them to your brand. It also helps your brand identity become familiar and stable, which in turn builds trust with the customer, and trust is essential when making a big ticket purchase. A positive brand story and brand experience can help justify a purchase, justify a price tag, and gives the consumer something to tell a friend about your brand and will hopefully one day blossom into brand loyalty. Best-selling author Seth Godin tells us, marketing is no longer about the things you make, but about the story you tell. Obviously, as a designer, I think that having a stunning trend-driven product is also essential, but with so much beautiful product out there, having a strong story to tell can help your product stand out from the crowd. In the Western world, shopping is an experience, not always driven by a need for something, often driven by a want for something. The whole shopping and buying experience should be enjoyable for the consumer. Furniture is a considered purchase, often taking weeks of browsing and research, offering lots of opportunity for our brands to engage with the customer. In-store displays, print media, and web content must be clear and easy to navigate and sell the customer a desired lifestyle expectation. A dated or difficult-to-use website could put a customer off early in this buying process, whereas interactive marketing tools can help a customer to imagine the product in their own home and build confidence that is the right choice for them. Products that offer customization offer another opportunity to engage the customer with your brand. Looking through a swatch book of fabrics and finishes is all part of the experience and allows the customer to tailor the product to be specifically what they want and make it unique to themselves. This can build an attachment with the product before they've even made a purchase, can justify a higher price point, a longer lead time, and it offers the customer something extra for their money. Packaging is the first point of contact that customers have with their new purchasing, and beautiful packaging can help heighten a sense of excitement. And personal touches can help strengthen the attachment with the brand. Things like a handwritten compliment slip or helpful delivery team to install the furniture can make a brand more human and friendly and gives the customer even more from the experience than they were expecting. I'll hand you over to Sam with a quote from Scott Cook of eBay, which highlights the importance of customer service. A brand is no longer what we tell a customer it is what customers tell each other it is.
Consumer-focused business to consumers is very important to have focused relationships, which are key assets to the furniture industry, because business is success. Through upholding a strong relationship with customers, word of mouth and recommendations would strengthen companies' reputation by offering good services and looking after their customers. It's important to retain a good relationship with customers through offering a before and after service where any queries that arise before or after a product has been bought can be followed up. Through offering customers an additional service of expert product advice and by offering product guarantees and warranties, customers will have the security that they have carefully chosen and bought their product with confidence. Customers may therefore feel more inclined to become repeat customers, which would keep consumer confidence high. Additional services would also benefit businesses as well as consumers by recording consumer shopping habits with the use of consumer feedback forms or an online rating and comment system. This may help companies to develop their products further, and if any products issues arise, by offering a good service, this may possibly result in more sales through talking and taking into consideration clients' needs and fulfilling them. Consumers may feel more confident about their purchase through knowing that a company offers product support to show that they are confident about their product. Companies who offer extra services may stand out from their competitors and therefore result in consumers favouring particular companies, which would strengthen their reputation and may result in repeat business. All of these factors are key to the development and growth within consumer-focused businesses. The supply chain relationships, business to business, through upholding a strong relationship throughout the entire supply chain from business to business, a good service deal for both businesses, suppliers and clients could be made. The businesses to business supply chain, from making products for clients to businesses buying outsourced products from suppliers to businesses outsourcing their products to be made by their suppliers, each have a great importance to uphold a mutual relationship throughout their entire supply chain in order to produce a good quality product that satisfies both businesses, suppliers and clients, as well as growing each of their businesses. A strong relationship between businesses and suppliers and their clients is key to the successful deal, which creates trust between one another for making and selling a product that is bound by a contract. Through having trust throughout the entire supply chain of producing a good quality product, businesses' confidence would increase, with the reassurance that they have secured a contract agreement with their product. In order to make work processes more time efficient, businesses could offer extra services of free delivery and collection of products bought or made in order to manage time more efficiently, which would benefit both businesses, suppliers and clients by speeding up the process in the most efficient way by complementing each other's production process throughout time management. By having a unique selling point adds value to businesses, by offering individual and unique extra services, by making business deals and upholding strong relationships with their suppliers and clients. Companies could stand out from their competitors and be known for these extra services. A few services and deals that could be offered are to send a sample of their product to businesses, suppliers or clients for them to see the final product and what it would look like. To offer a discount price on their product, to allow clients and businesses to visit workshops and factories throughout the process and development of each stage in the making, and to offer a free delivery service for efficiency and time management by receiving this in the supply chain and collecting products or making clients paying for delivery. This would all be part of the service. There is a large importance to keep in contact with the entire supply chain of each business, supplier and client that have been worked with in case any minor changes in production process or time management, or if there is a price increase in raw materials due to inflation or a specific design does not suit the production of a product. Through offering these extra services and by upholding a good relationship through creating good quality products, businesses, suppliers, clients' satisfaction may result in repeat business.
I would like to introduce our second theme, which is maximising efficiency. We felt this is where companies were looking at themselves and the whole supply chain to identify opportunities where they could achieve a bit of competitive advantage. Some of the headings we have here is lean manufacturing, minimising waste, route planning and investing in technology. As Ben already mentioned, with continuous challenges being thrown at companies, companies have to be proactive and continually look at areas for improvements. Some of those areas could be through technology, through people, or even through sort of equipment or changing of processes and application. Effectively looking at all these activities to add value to the consumer. I'm sure you've all heard before that we've always done it that way, but I think nowadays companies are now understanding that they can no longer accept that, and we have to be open for change and also bring people with us with change so it sticks and is there for long term. Some of the examples we have here from the pictures are automated warehouse, which was excellent to see, which provides quick lead times, better stock control, but this was all managed by one person, which was quite impressive, and a lot of companies are going towards the automation side of things. Maximising transportation, it was fantastic to see a company looking towards even the miles per gallon, with the price of fuel going up, and they were right into that detail. But also route planning as well. So not just thinking, I've made the product, it's now the customer's problem. They were actually trying to identify how they can maximise the route as well. And also as well, not just sending a shipment out, trying to consolidate all their stock as well and send out that one shipment if possible. Investment in CNC machines and digital print application was very impressive to see. And this is inspiring creative products and new developments, but also making it quicker, cheaper, and also providing confidence to the company they can provide a more premium and consistent product. I do, however, think next year's presentation might be on discussion of challenges when PLCs break down, but we can see that next year. Lean manufacturing, I'll cover this section, which is basically of challenging the status quo. And as I say, the clear message was that they can't afford to stand still. Companies have to look around the world, may have lower expenditure than we have. Therefore, it's important for the UK manufacturer to work smarter opposed to faster. However, still maintain core values was clear throughout the course. And that's not looking to make it cheaper, but to make it more efficient. Eliminating waste, as I say, is due to the high cost of manufacturing in the UK. This could be through labour cost or through the raw material. It says Brexit has a major impact on some of the companies we've seen, and this is through the strength of the pound. This could be from companies coming into the UK to buy raw materials, therefore supply and demand going up, and therefore relating to that. Or it could be from importing goods. As I'm sure you're aware, it's not as encouraging as it was before. Minimising waste, it was clear to see that a lot of people were looking at lean manufacturing, and one thing was Tim Woods at one of the companies I visited, and they were just looking at, as the rest of all the companies as well, looking at all the different transportation, defects, getting it right first time, and more importantly, one of the ones that was successful was making to order and not having much inventory in place, just-in-time systems, and therefore that was allowing them to free up some cash flow. And as I'm sure you're all aware, you can therefore reinvest that or look at other ways of using your cash. Marginal gains is another part of our maximising efficiency. Looking for that marginal gains and trying to achieve competitive advantage. All the companies are trying to differentiate themselves from the competitors, also looking to maximise profit margins. Obviously modesty as well, knowing where their strengths were and looking to gain for their opportunities that maybe they weren't so good at. The best practice that we've seen over the 3 weeks course was Six Sigma tools in place, and not just that firefighting today's issue, actually carrying out continuous improvement techniques, identifying the root cause and making that benefit stick for the long-term business. 5S, a lot of people think 5S is about housekeeping, but it was clearly evident that it wasn't just about housekeeping in our visits. This is about knowing what tools are, have clear instructions, simple and clear instructions for everyone, but to ensure that it's a consistent product and that you can go away knowing that that product will be consistent on that production line. I was very impressed with all companies and their measuring of KPIs, looking for continuous improvement, but also monitoring any trends and being proactive to any abnormal results, and not just waiting for a line to break down or a quality defect to come, but continually reviewing that. And there was a lot of good communication and involvement with the team. I think it was clear that a world-class business still have their issues. However, a world-class business have got the better tools in place and are able to react to them, and it's less frequent that these issues will occur.
Another way to maximise efficiency is to invest in new technology and machinery. Here you see a 5-axis CNC router with 2 chambers, one side in operation whilst the other is being set up for the next job, minimising time lost between jobs. The machine offers flexibility by having multiple tools which are automatically changed, allowing it to perform the job of many traditional sole-purpose machines. The assembly you see being machined in the video used to require 10 processes across a variety of machines, including 3 machine setups for the boring of the angled lists alone. Each process required a lengthy machine setup, resulting in the necessity to machine larger batches and consequently the need to hold stock. On the new CNC machine, the minimum batch size for machining most parts is 1 or 2, which can be machined to requirement rather than held in stock. The 2 assemblies in the video were machined in 10 minutes, 5 minutes each, all on one machine, rather than 10 separate operations and a lengthy trip around the factory floor. The CNC machine offers a saving in terms of time and stock, whereas other technologies we saw during the course offer cost savings by maximising the use of material, having programs to automatically find the most efficient way to map parts onto a sheet of standardised material. New technologies help better utilise skills. Skilled employees are not spending time transporting components between machines or changing cutters, but have more time for the skilled jobs that can't be automated. New machinery also offers the opportunity for employees to progress through training to fill the changing skill set we need. Health and safety is improved as guards and sensors prevent accidental contact with the machines whilst they're in operation. And aside from maximising efficiency, as a creative, the most exciting opportunity that technology offers is the possibility to create more innovative and organic forms, freeing us from the confines of 2-dimensional profiles and the opportunity to add finesse and elevate a product ahead of the competition. Production and route planning. Effective production planning begins with communication. Getting all departments together to discuss a product at design stage can highlight potential problems before causing hold-ups in production. It also offers the opportunity to suggest small alterations that can minimise the number of processes required during production, resulting in a more efficient route through the factory. Effective factory layouts and route planning, with all production under one roof following a linear path, can dramatically reduce travel time and the number of touch points of a product, reducing the risk of damage and speeding up production time, resulting in reduced lead times, quicker delivery, and an increase in the production capacity of a factory. Planning production by dispatch vehicle reduces the need to hold stock, frees up space on the factory floor for production, and further reduces the chance of damage and the amount of cash tied up in stock. Companies we visited throughout the course plan their production in days, half days, and hours in order to fill vehicles and dispatch the product on the day it was made or assembled. I'll now hand you back to Sam, who will introduce our final theme.
Business sustainability within businesses will be covered by myself and Lisa in the following categories of the environment, of sustaining communities and supply, regulations, standards and legislations, trends, research and development, keeping up with the market, and skills shortage of growing and transferring skills. Sustainability within the modern climate of the environment, regulations, trends and skill shortages are all key factors to the development of the furniture industry's future, as they all add value to businesses with products and more efficiency and of higher standards and greater quality. Therefore, more skills are needed to help with growing development within the industry. The following slides will cover key areas of the importance of retaining environmentally friendly materials and upholding large and small productions. With consumers becoming more environmentally aware, businesses' products need to be more environmentally friendly by using sustainable materials that do not harm the environment and by avoiding excessive toxic fumes in manufacturing processes that could damage the environment. Consumers like to feel that they have done their part in helping the environment by buying an environmentally friendly product that won't go to landfill at the end of its life, or by buying a product that can be reused and repurposed. There is a large importance for the furniture industry to retain and uphold carefully sourced, environmentally friendly materials within large and small productions, as it benefits the industry by protecting the environment from waste materials being put into landfill, as waste materials can be recycled to create man-made materials for another use. This would result in growth and development within the industry's businesses through having the awareness of using the most suitable and efficient materials for their products. Putting waste materials into landfill would be throwing money away, because waste materials could be reused for another purpose, which would increase the value of businesses through not throwing their money away by recognising and being more environmentally friendly. Through carefully sourcing raw materials that can be recycled, and by managing waste materials, cut-off materials and out-of-trend products can be reused for another purpose. Out-of-trend products could be reupholstered or restained with modern finishes that appeal to the market. By painting antique pieces of furniture to make a piece more appealing to the market, this would save time and energy from recycling materials where the product can still make money with their new life. Large cut-off materials could be made into small products or sent to reclamation yards where materials could be reused. Pallet wood that is no longer being used to carry goods can also be used or sent to reclamation yards so that they could be made into garden furniture or interior furniture. Small waste materials could also be used for energy by reheating workshops, which would lower the carbon footprint through avoiding the use of alternative energy sources. Throughout reusing trend products for another purpose, and by using large cut-offs to make new products, this would avoid the use of machinery to reproduce these products into man-made materials, which would result in lowering their carbon footprint. Regulations and standards of raw materials and materials testing and product regulations. So product regulations must be carried out thoroughly for every raw material and finished product that is produced, as regulations are bound by the UK and EU laws. UK standards are not bound by the law, although they are recommendations that the furniture industry to follow, which are written by the Furniture Industry Research Association and many others. Therefore, standards should be carried out in testing products and materials in order to make sure that they are safe and fit for purpose. Raw materials and finished products should both comply with regulations by law and be tested for trading standards in order for businesses' products to be covered for their intended use. All raw materials used on products should be bought from reliable sources who supply regulated and certified materials that are traceable to make sure that they were carefully and legally sourced. Raw materials should then undergo a series of stress tests in order to pass quality control to meet regulations and standards by following material quality checks, health and safety checks, and fire resistant checks. Finished products should also undergo several regulation stress tests to make sure that they are fully regulated and comply with standards in order for them to be fit for purpose. Products would need to pass tests for general health and safety, fire-resistant materials, sturdy wall attachments, avoiding sharp edges where necessary, shatterproof glass, suitable finishes and product durability, alongside many other regulations and standards that need to be covered. The UK regulations that are not bound by the law must be followed, that are health and safety and fire resistant. This would increase businesses' confidence through knowing that their products are safe and fit for purpose. By covering all trading standards as well as regulations, consumer confidence would increase through knowing that their products are fully compliant with health and safety and that they are fit for purpose.
Trends in innovation and research development. It was clearly evident during the course that all the companies realised about understanding the market, and attending shows was a key part of understanding the market, but also as well learning from their own success and failures, but even from their competitors as well. But also understanding your strengths and manage your expectations. I was quite amazed about companies were outsourcing processes and just specialising in what they were good at and allowing other specialists to do what they wanted to do, and therefore working together in collaboration to get that end product, which is quite good. Not standing still, being responsive and flexible to the market, have a structure in place and a strategy that you can adjust to any of the market changes. An example I have here is BlackBerry in 2011 sold 5 million phones. However, were quite stubborn to switch towards a touch keypad screen system, and now in 2016 only sold 4 million phones. So I think it was quite clear that we have to be able to change if the market moves forward. Continuous improvement. I was fortunate at one of the companies to try on the Age Explorer suit. If no one's carried that out, I think you should. It was excellent. This was a unique experience. However, it does identify the key message for the companies are going to find tomorrow's product and to stay ahead of their competitors, and therefore striving to ensure that they're the supplier of choice in the market. I do, however, think with all the continuous improvement that was carried out, I think it is crucial that you're unique and you stand out from others, and also that when you've achieved your USP, that you make sure that it is protected. The UK are really good at coming up with good ideas, but maybe not so good at protecting themselves. I think that was clearly evident. Yeah.
Speaking of the Age suit, there's Sean in it. Right, so skills shortage, probably stating the obvious here, but it's clear in the industry we have a ageing population and a skills shortage. Sustaining your company also means being able to sustain your ageing workforce. The government are committed to recruiting 3 million new apprentices by 2020 with the help of the new apprenticeship levy, which came into effect this April. If you're an employer with a pay bill of over £3 million, you'll be paying 0.5% towards that new levy. You'll also be able to take advantage of the levy and start receiving levy funds to spend on apprenticeships. You're paying for it, so if you can make good use of it, you might as well. One thing I've learned, however, is that if you are taking on apprenticeships, having a long-term goal in mind for them is important. We shouldn't just be taking them on just because we can or just for the sake of it. Apprenticeship culture is at the heart of some of the companies that we visited over the last few weeks. They make their intentions clear with apprenticeships, which is to recruit 100% of all apprentices. This should be standard practice. So bringing in new workers is all well and good, but it's pointless if you're unable to retain them. So the key to retaining staff is creating a happy work environment. There are many ways you can do this. These are a few that we picked up on that we thought were relevant. It's simple and effective. So we think you can do this by continual development. So training staff at all levels of the business where necessary, whether it's new training or refresher training once a year. Thirdly, we have empowerment. So give your employees the power to make their own decisions. Even if it's sometimes making the wrong decisions, it's not going to ruin your business, but you never know, it might help it. This will help increase productivity. People be more enthusiastic and more engaged, so more likely to stay on and work for you. one little quote. I can't remember who said it. I stole it offline last night. When we give ourselves permission to fail, we at the same time give ourselves permission to excel. And finally, one of the big ones is the future generation. So how do we inspire the next generation of furniture makers? Just one way that I thought about was to get more involved with society at a local level. So whether that's getting involved with schools, speaking to the young people, basically just raising awareness of the industry and the opportunities that it has.
After travelling around the whole of the UK, some ranging from Glasgow to Axminster, also we increased the stock value, I think, of Premier Inn over the last 3 weeks. But it's safe to say that we're really impressed with all our visits and proud to be part of the UK furniture industry. It's clear to see that with innovation, all companies in the UK furniture industry, we do have a challenged future ahead, but I think an exciting one. We would like to take this opportunity to thank all companies for the hospitality and the honesty during the visits. We'd also like to thank you all for attending today. We are aware that you have busy schedules, but we're really grateful that you freed up your time today to support this event. We'd like to take this opportunity as well to thank the companies, our companies, and the January Furniture Show for their sponsorship. And a special thanks to the Furniture Maker Company, as I'm sure you'll all agree, it's a unique opportunity that we were able to be part of. But again, taking words from the master, but thanks to Dami and all her organisations for the course, but also for the event today. We have summarised with 3 of our key headings, and we've also, the 3 key headings were clearly evident in all the companies we visited. However, we do think that these key companies excelled in each of these sections. What we'd like to do is we'd like to leave this slide open for any questions regarding this slide or any presentation or even young professional industry experience. And thank you very much for listening.